This video was brought to you by NCIX. Great technology, selection, and service.
Hello everyone, this is Dimitri with Hard Rock Canucks, and when it comes to silent enclosure designs, there are usually many cooling compromises, so let's check out whether this Antec's latest Performance 1 line case, the P100, can stand from the crowd of competing cases priced at $99. The focus with the P100 has been placed on minimizing operational noise, so that's why we don't see a side panel window there. And the top is actually covered with two foam pads that are screwed in, so if you want to utilize the dual fan slots up top, you will have to remove them, but unfortunately there are no dust filters here. The P100 still brings on some style with a metallic front panel that's actually plastic, so it doesn't leave any fingerprints. Good choice. And notice spacing between the panel and the front fans is appropriate to allow air to enter. The panel does open up at full 180 degrees and even goes all the way back, so it's not on your way when accessing the dust filter that covers the two intake slots for either 120 or 140mm fan mounts, and we also get two optical slots there. Now only one fan is included though, so default cooling won't be as impressive, and realistically for the price, both fans should have been here. It does incorporate a speed adjustment that you have to access on the fan itself, but I would have liked to see a fan hub integration, something similar to what we've seen from NZXT and Fantex. I am glad, however, the hard drive cage internally is very open, allowing most airflow to get through, and actually more foam can be found on the front panel to complement this silent approach. All of the connections are located at the front with 4 USB ports, 2 of which are USB 3, audio jacks, and PR buttons. At the back we get an exhaust fan, 7 PCI slots, and a lot of ventilation behind the motherboard tray, allowing any hot air pockets to exit. The P100 stands on large rubber case feet, incorporates a removable power supply dust filter, so that's good to see, and all of the panels are also covered in noise absorbing foam to complement this silent operation. And the internals on the P100 are not very exciting here. The drive cage is non-removable and non-modular, and there are no additional fan mounts on the cage wall. Everything is riveted, and build quality is a little disappointing with thin metal sheets, allowing quite a bit of flex on the frame, and again for chassis in this price bracket, that's a little bit unappealing. The drive caddies do support both 3.5 and 2.5 inch drives, and one deja vu moment with every Antec case we've reviewed here are the screws for mechanical drives that are too long and allow the drive to wobble quite a bit. You can see it here as the thread on the screw sticks out way too far from the rubber grommet that will cause unnecessary rattling when the drive is spinning, for example, which is totally counterintuitive for this silent focus this case is marketed for. The drives do align in the back for simple cabling, so there is no issues in that department. And overall, with cable management, Antec has done a great job with quality, large rubber grommets, cable tie mounts, and a full inch of space behind the motherboard tray with the ability to tuck your cables in this bottom sleeve. I do wish Antec would just convert to all black cables, as we still get these multicolored front panel cabling, but building inside the P100 was still enjoyable with pre-applied motherboard standoffs and intuitive grommeted placement for this very clean and uncluttered look, both in the main chamber and in the back as well, with everything as close to the motherboard tray as possible. GPUs up to 12.5 inches are supported, and that's why an additional fan mount could be useful to improve internal airflow. And the P100 is well equipped for a 240mm radiator up top with over 3 inches of clearance and a slight outdent to help with internal clearance, but also a wider gap at the top for wider radiators. So the P100 turned out to be a well-rounded silent enclosure with easy to work in internals, clean cable routing, and long GPU support, including top radiator friendly clearance. However, for the price, I was expecting both front fans to be included, and Antec should really consider modularity for their drive cage design, perhaps in the next iteration, and fix the mounting screws for mechanical drives. If the option is there for dual fans up top, we still need to see a complementing dust filter to go along with this. And now, while the case isn't bad at all, Antec needs to adapt to changing dynamics of the enclosure market and get rid of their traditional formula and put on their competitive hat, as I'd love to see something truly unique and exciting from a once known legend of the case market. And well, that concludes our review of the P100 from Antec. Thanks guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.